Welcome to Talkin' to Taylor. I'm your host, Taylor Dragovich, an AMP Media Productions producer. You can catch me here every Monday at 11 a.m. I'll be interviewing guests, reviewing movies, talking about pop culture, and so much more every week. Now, time for the show. Hello, welcome to my very first episode of my show, Talkin' to Taylor. I'm Taylor Dragovich. I hope you're having a good day after Super Bowl Sunday. So for anyone that actually watch it, I kind of watch it with my dad a little, not really that much. I was mostly waiting for the halftime show. But our guest today probably did not watch the Super Bowl because she is not from America. So she is international. Oh, one thing, it's February 8th. It's my grandma's birthday. So even though she's probably not watching, because who knows if she knows how to use Facebook, but she can maybe figure it out. So happy birthday to her. But anyway, we're going to bring in my guest. She is all the way from Italy. And I met her she was a foreign exchange student at my high school. And when I was a junior, she was also a junior, but it's kind of confusing because they have an extra year of high school over there. So she was a junior, but she's a year younger than me. So we were technically both juniors. So we did cross country together and track. We mostly met from track. So we got really close in a very short amount of time, which is not common for me. But yeah, she's here today, and we're going to talk about her living in Italy, what it's like over there, and her foreign exchange year, and our friendship, and all that. So let's bring her on. Here she is. Hi, Enrica. Hi. Welcome. You're my very first guest, so I hope you feel pretty honored. I know she said that earlier. She was like, I feel so honored, and I'm glad that you feel honored. So let's see. First off, I'm going to bring up, how is Corona over there? Because I'm sure that is a question that people might have about Italy since we live in the United States. So if you want to talk about that a little bit.
Well, right now, all Italy is divided in different zones. So each region has a different color. So there's like yellow, orange, and red zones. And in the red zones, it's like being in lockdown. And right now, mostly all Italy, it's in yellow zone, so we can actually go out, but most things are closed. Not everything, but...
Are you in yellow right now, I'm guessing?
Yeah. Okay. For this week, we are, but probably from next week, we're going to be in orange zone, which means that only, like, you can only go out for work and things like that.
Are you still allowed to go out for runs and stuff, or like you have to wear a mask?
Yeah, until orange zone you can, but in red zone you're not even allowed to go out for a run.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and that's something that Enrique and I had been talking about a little bit, was because we're both runners. You were saying how a while ago you weren't allowed to run without a mask, which is like kind of crazy because I don't think I could run with a mask on, like, especially for the distance that we like to try to run. That's a long way to go with a mask on, so I could not do that. So I would probably choose not to run, which I have been doing the past month, which is not good for me. But anyway, next off, I'm going to talk about when I visited you there 2 years ago now. I can't believe it was that long ago. 2.5 years ago now. It was in summer of 2018. Yeah. By the way, Enrique and I have not seen each other for over a year now because of Corona, which is really sad because she is one of my best friends. So we miss each other. We talk all the time. We wish we could talk more, but the 6-hour time difference does not help. It's 5 o'clock there right now and 11 a.m. here. So it sucks, but we make it through. We're still very, very good friends. But I visited her there 2.5 years ago. It was right after I graduated high school. It was almost all of July I was there. So, yeah.
20
like,
days.
How did you like it when I came there? What else would you like to show me? We did a lot of stuff. I was there for 3 weeks, And we went to, okay, Enrica might have to help me out here, but we went to Milan, Rome, Venice,
Yeah.
Florence. We saw the
Yeah.
Leaning Tower of Pisa. Was there anywhere else that we went that I'm missing?
Wait, I have to think about it.
I
Uh,
think that's all the main places that we went.
yeah.
And oh, we went to, what's that country that we went to? That's like right near Italy.
Slovenia
Yes, we
or
went there.
Croatia?
I think it was Slovenia.
Yeah.
I think it
don't
was
think
there.
we went to
And
Croatia.
we went there for like a few hours. But since Enrica lives at the top, like north, very north in Italy, we crossed over the border and we went to that Slovenia, that other country. So that was cool. And yeah, it was a lot of stuff. I can't believe that, like, when I look back on videos and stuff, I can't believe we weren't wearing masks because now that's like such a weird concept for me when I look back on videos. But it was super fun. I can't remember. Do I have pictures that I put of like us there? I think I have pictures that I was gonna show just because we took a lot there. No problem. But yeah, we went to a lot of places. It was 3 weeks, so it was a long time. After 2 weeks, I was like, I'm kind of tired of traveling, but it was still really fun.
We did a
But
lot
yeah,
of
and I ate a
walking.
lot of food. And yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are wondering about the food. It's amazing. I stayed with Enrica the whole time. She saved me a lot of money. Not staying in any hotels, but okay, sure. Yeah, I can just talk over it. But yeah, oh, this is a picture Enrica's dad took, and it's really cute. I like the little town in the back. That was like my first day there, I think. I think that was the very first day that I got there, or the second day.
Probably.
But it was one of the first days I was there. I have no clue where that shirt is. I was thinking about that when I was looking at the pictures. I have not seen that shirt since I went there. But yeah, that was really fun. We were walking a lot. I was just like getting to know it. I was amazed by everything because I'd never been really outside the country. I went to the Bahamas once, but that was on a cruise. So I don't know if there's any other pictures. I think there's one more. Yes, that one. I think that's when we went. There were a lot of castles that we went to. Where was that?
That's Florence.
Florence. Okay. Yes.
You can see like the church in the background.
Okay. Yeah, I think we might have visited some sort of castle that day, I feel like. And we visited like 3 castles while we were there. So that was just one of them. And they're really cool. The main thing I remember about that day in particular was, I mean, every day was like this, but it was so hot. I was dripping with sweat, and it was so hot. It was fun, but it was a lot of walking, and it was really hot. But it was still a good time. And we went with one of your friends. I can't remember her name, but it was fun. And yeah, I think my favorite was probably Venice, because, you know, I like seeing all the boats and all the water and stuff. But most of them weren't like super different. All the cities, they were kind of similar to me. And we had gelato, gnocchi, pasta, pizza. We made a lot from scratch. So, yeah. What was your favorite place that we went?
I think Florence,
So we're on the
but
same page. What's a place that you think that we should go next time I come? Because I definitely, when Corona's over, I'm coming over there. I'm just letting you know. I'm coming.
it depends. You want to go to a city or a place? Like,
I am down for anything. I know there was a place that you sent me, and it was like all these colorful buildings, and I don't know what it was
yeah,
called, but
that's called Cinque Terre. It's like some town in the other part of
I'm not even
Italy.
going to try to say that because I can't say anything in Italian. The
You
only
should.
word I learned I don't even know where to start with that word. But while I was there, the only word I learned was aqua, which means water, and ciao, which means hi and bye. So that's all the Italian I learned. But I mostly just ate the Italian food. Enrica did all the translating. So next up, I have a great video that I want to show Enrica. and she doesn't know what video this is, but I'll tell a little quick story from when I was there. So when I first got there, the very first day that I came to Enrica's house, she was giving me a little house tour, and she was showing me the bathroom. And there was this little thing next to the toilet, and I was like, what is that? Is that a little sink? And Enrica thought that was the funniest thing in the world. Tears were streaming down her face because she thought it was so funny. And it's called a bidet, which I did not know what a bidet was. And it's for washing your private parts or something, I think. I don't know. I didn't use it. I don't think Enrica really uses it, but it's there in Italy. It's common. But I didn't know this, so if you want to play that video of Enrica crying laughing at me. Not best quality, but...
Because she's laughing so hard because I said something wrong.
You didn't say something wrong.
Well, what did I do?
Well, do you want to let everyone know?
Okay, fine. I will. I came in here and I thought this was a little sink. A little sink. And she started dying and now she's crying.
So, yes. How, if you want to relive that moment for a second, Enrica, what was that like?
When you started talking about it, I immediately thought about it, but it was not in my mind. Like, I couldn't remember.
I remember you made me look it up, what it was for, because you couldn't tell me because you were laughing too hard. But yeah, that was quite a moment. I have a lot of pictures and video, but that one might be my favorite video that I took. And I took a lot of videos. So, yeah. Segueing from that, let's talk about food because, you know, Italian food is my favorite food. I think Val was saying that Italian food is her favorite. She's the one helping me out with my show right now. But I always say my favorite food is pasta. Stuff that we cooked gnocchi. You showed me how to cook gnocchi when I was there. Or no, when you were here and when I was there. But the first time was when you were here. But what was it like showing people like how to cook when you were here for your foreign exchange year?
It was really fun because it was a way of showing like my culture. And like especially like pasta, it's common there too. Probably like we use it in different ways or we cook it in different ways, but showing different food, it's really interesting to see how people like it or if they enjoy making.
Well, I really liked it. And something I found like really crazy to me was, here, usually when we cook pasta, like we find it out of the box in the store and like we boil it or whatever. A lot of times when I was visiting there, they would just be like, okay, let's start making lunch. And they would just make pasta from scratch or like gnocchi or something or like pizza. A lot of stuff you guys made just from scratch, just like it was normal. And I thought that was so crazy. I made gnocchi from scratch here without Enrica twice. The first time was all right, but I didn't make enough. So then the second time I was like, I'm going to make more. And then I made it way too sticky and it just didn't turn out great. And it was sticking to my hands really bad. And no matter how much flour I added, it just didn't work out. So I need Enrica here with me to make like from scratch Italian food. So, but I gained a lot of weight when I was in Italy because the food was really good. I think my first day, my very first meal that I had there, other than when we were like on the train coming to Enrica's house, was pizza. And I really like it because I like thinner crust pizza. I'm not a big pizza fan in general, but when I do eat pizza, I like thinner crust. And that's what we had, was like pizza with like really thin crust, and it was so good. But everything there was too good. That's why I gained so much weight. So I think I gained like 10 pounds. Also, I was not running cross country like I had been the months before. So I think we're about halfway, so I guess we will take a commercial break in a second, and then we'll come back, and I have so many more questions for Enrica because, she's all the way from Italy, so we got to take this opportunity. So we'll see you in 1 second.
No further than Cold Stone Creamery. At Cold Stone, we make our ice cream fresh every single day in store. We have over 20 different ice cream base flavors and over 30 different mix-ins to choose from. We also have plenty of signature creations if you don't want to go ahead and choose your own. To end your creation, you can put it in one of our freshly made waffles. We have ice cream cakes, ice cream sandwiches, milkshakes, smoothies, banana splits, sundaes, and so many other things for you to come check out and enjoy. We are the official ice cream store of the Brooklyn Cafe. Hope to see you soon, and remember, it's always a great day for ice cream.
Thanks for tuning in to Talking to Taylor, coming to you every Monday at 11 a.m. Now back to the show. We're back with Enrica. So, the next thing that I want to talk about is what it was like being a foreign exchange student. We talked about that a little bit, but right now you're in college in Italy, and like they have majors over there, right? It's not like college is not super different from here, but high school was a little different over there compared to here. You guys have an extra year of high school, and you guys kind of have like a major kind of thing in high school, and then it kind of transfers over to college. So how does it work, like in high school and then in college in Italy?
Well, it's kind of complicated. Like, we choose the kind of high school we want to go to. So, I don't know, you can choose like psychology high school or science theme high school. But then you can actually, like, later on when you go to college, you can choose a different one. It's just like you're more specialized in that field already. Like, you take different classes. And like the main thing that it's different is that you choose the type of high school, so you don't choose your classes. The classes are chosen for you. Okay. So that's quite different. And like we don't change classes. We stay in the same class for 5 years.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me how you were in the same classes with everyone from elementary school all the way up to high school, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you knew everyone, which is
with
different for me. Okay. Yeah, because that was not the case with me. I, first off, went to 3 different elementary schools, and then I went to the same middle school for all 3 years, and the same high school for all 4 years, but I went to a big high school, especially. I had, like, 800 kids in my graduating class, so, like, there was no way I was going to get to know everyone. I mostly was just friends with everyone on my cross-country team and track team. So that was like the extent of my friend group and stuff. So I did not have any friends like since elementary school or anything, but I thought that was really cool because I felt like that only happened in movies. And then Enrique was like, yeah, we've known each other since kindergarten. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. But what was the thing that was most different? Like, it doesn't have to be just school. What was the thing that was most different about America from here? Like something you found like different or strange or something?
Well, I think like, I don't know, like life in general, how even like school related, like mostly when I was in high school there, like my whole life was just going to school and practice and then doing homework, and that was my day. And like here in Italy, it was different because you go to school for fewer hours during the day, but we also go to school on Saturdays, so it's different that too.
I forgot about
and,
the
like,
school on Saturdays.
Yeah, and I don't know, it's different, like the way we interact with our friends too.
Mm.
So I think that
Okay.
was the biggest difference.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird that you say you interact with your friends like differently, because I felt like we became friends so fast, which like I said earlier is not like a common thing for me. I'm mostly like a shy kind of person, and I don't get to know people like super well till later. It takes me a while, but I felt like we became friends really fast, and we're like super similar, which is also strange because usually if I do become friends with someone fast, it's because they're like super outgoing, and you're not like a super outgoing person. But the first time we really like became friends was Enrique and I had a track meet, and then I think it was a track meet, and then I told her that I could drive her home because her host family couldn't pick her up. And I told her I could drive her home. And we went to Dunkin' Donuts because I had been telling her that she had to, like, you know, experience, like, America and go to Dunkin' Donuts. So we went and got, like, a donut. And she was having, like, the weirdest time trying to pay for it. She was having, like, a total, like, brain, like, glitch. It was so funny. And she was a little embarrassed, but I thought it was really funny. And then I made you try raspberry lemonade, and then our friendship just blossomed from there. That's kind of our thing. When she comes back, we're always like, we gotta go get Publix raspberry lemonade and Dunkin' Donuts, even though I don't really like Dunkin' Donuts as much as I used to. They've gone downhill in my opinion, but I used to get their donuts all the time with Enrica. So how was your first experience with me?
It was embarrassing when I didn't know, like, but it was fun. I mean, I don't really know when was the first time we actually talked to each other.
It might have been, no, actually, I was thinking of your surprise party, and that was after that. So, I don't know. It was probably at a random cross-country practice, I think. And I remember there was a cross-country practice. I was like, wow, you're from Italy? That's so cool. I'm Italian. And, of course, I'm sure, like, everyone says that. Like, I'm Italian. I'm, like, 30% or something. So, yeah, that was our very first, like, real friendship interaction. But, like I said, Enrica had a host family when she was here. So what was it like having a host family? Was it like weird at first? I'm sure it was, because you're like living with them and you like don't really know them super well yet, and you're literally living with them. They're basically taking you in almost as their daughter, like their adopted daughter for a year. So what's that like?
It was kind of weird at the beginning because we only FaceTime, I think, once before I came there. And like, I didn't really know them. So it was interesting to get to know them. And like, I don't know, it took a long time to actually be, I don't know, to feel part of the family. And like right now, I can say that I really feel like I was part of their family, and I'm still am. And I don't know, it was fun to have other two siblings there. And
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Like, I could not imagine, like, living with a family I barely know in another country. But, I mean, it worked out very well for you. I know there's, like, bad stories about host siblings that, like, don't get along or something with their host student. But you and your host family are really close. I love them. They're great. I know them pretty well. When Enrica does visit, she usually stays with them, and the guard gate at their neighborhood gets really annoyed with me because I visit like every day, and they're totally fine with it. So they're super nice people, and I'm really glad that the host family she ended up getting was like lived only like 5 minutes away from me. So that was like a great coincidence. Let's see. And you want to live in America, right? Yeah,
I wish,
that's the
like,
dream.
I hope for it, but
Yeah.
we'll see what the future.
Hopefully we could be roommates, but we're hoping. We're hoping. We know it's not super, super realistic because there's a lot that goes into that. You gotta get a green card. It's okay though, because I can find you an American husband or something. So I got you. We'll figure it out together, and then we'll live together and, go get raspberry lemonade every day. So, yes. What is your favorite place in America, though, out of all the places you went here? I know you went, like, with your host family to Chicago, I think?
Yeah.
Yes. You've been quite a few places here, not just Florida. But what was your favorite,
many,
thing
though.
you did, or...
Well, I
know
really
there's a
liked
lot.
Chicago, even though we went there for only a weekend. It was really nice. But I like Florida too. It's just like hot weather all year round wasn't the best for me.
Yeah, you get tired of it real fast, I'm sure. I'm sure at first you're like, oh, this is awesome. Like, don't have to wear my winter coat. But then you're like, I just want to stop sweating for once. So that's how I feel. I mean, I've lived here my whole life, so I can't really talk too much. But, and what's your favorite place in Italy out of all the places you've been there?
My favorite place in Italy is probably, I don't know. Oh, I really like the mountains, and like not
We did
only
go
during the
there.
winter, also during the summer. Over the summer, I like to go to the mountains, and there's a nice place close to my house.
Yeah, we went in the mountains in July, and I remember I had to wear a hoodie because it was actually cold, and it was so weird for me. But that was really pretty. And the last question I will ask you as we are wrapping up, a little thing I think I'm going to try doing on my show. It's still new. But I'm going to ask, what is your favorite movie? I think I'm going to do that for all my guests since I'm a big movie fan. But what's your favorite movie? I mean, it could be Italian, but I probably won't know it if it's Italian.
Well, I think I don't really have a favorite movie. It's a really hard question for me, but the first one that I'm thinking about right now is probably like Little Woman.
Ooh, the new one?
Yeah.
Yes, that is a very good choice because that's one of my favorite movies right now. It's so good. Just the acting, everything. I don't know how I know Amy, like they made her look really young and then they made her look older for certain scenes and I don't know how they did that. And they're just really good actors. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's one of my favorite movies. I know a show that we talk about a lot is This Is Us. We're very obsessed with that show. And I'm sad that I haven't seen a new episode in a while. I don't know what they're doing, but it's a great
There's one
show.
coming out like either tomorrow, I think. I don't know.
Okay, perfect, because we need to talk about it again because there's a lot of drama that goes down on that show, but it's so good. If you haven't watched it, maybe I'll do a whole separate episode on that show because it is that good. There's so much to talk about that show, but sadly, we're pretty much out of time. But I had a lot of fun talking with you, and I'm so happy that you were my first guest because you are one of my very closest friends, and I can't wait to see you again. It's been over a year, like I said. I think the last time I saw you, it was January of 2020, and then you left to go back to Italy, and we thought that we were going to see you maybe over the summer, and then Corona happened, and now there's travel bans, and lockdown is even harsher over there than it is here. And it's just a whole bad situation for us being able to see each other. But hopefully soon. And I'm really happy that you were on my show today. So thank you.
It was so nice to be your first guest.
Yeah. So honored to have you here. So, yeah, come on back next week for a new show. And I'll see you there. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed talking to Taylor just as much as I did. Make sure you come back next week for a brand new show with me, Taylor. Follow me on social media at Talking to Taylor on Instagram and Facebook. Also, find me on the Anchor app if you just feel like listening to my show. See you next time.